Hello, welcome again, once again to Abimbola Talks. Welcome to this week episode. I hope you have been following me. You have watched our previous episode. If this is the first time of watching Abimbola Talks, please go and catch up with the rest of the episodes. My name is Abimbola Olaore. I'm a seasoned women's health nurse with a passion about mental health. So on our previous episode, we have talked about fetal losses, spontaneous abortion, miscarriages, stillbirth, and this is something that we don't usually talk about in our society. And also we talked about the forgotten grievers, which is the man in the home, which are usually forgotten because our culture, our society does not support men grieving. We always say they are the macho man, they are supposed to comport themselves, but we have forgotten that they are also going through depression, anxiety at that moment, because they tend to play two roles: as a supporter, as a husband, because the wife is looking up to him. Any mistake that he makes at that time, any mistake that he makes, the wife is going to be thinking, oh, he's not supporting me enough, I'm the only one that is going through this, and all sorts of things that will be going with the woman's mind. So fetal losses, it affects women as much as it affects men. And I just want you guys to know that most of that we don't talk about it, because pregnancy, it's supposed to be a thing of joy. And also, especially those people some women that went through infertility, and after a positive result, something happens, maybe the pregnancy is 12 weeks or even, smaller than that, and their hopes are dashed. Can you imagine all the tests that they have gone through, all the shots that they have had, and this is very devastating on their mental health. But because of our culture, we don't know how to deal with it. So that is why I'm putting this out there for us to know that we need to support each other. And the last time we talked about the forgotten grievers, which is the men. So now I am talking to the men. I want you to comport your mental health, because when your mental health is balanced, your women's mental health is going to be balanced. The home will be balanced. The children will develop normally, and a healthy family makes a healthy nation. So, what not to say? Men, what not to say when you experience a fetal loss? Your wife has so many hormones that is going through her system right now. It depends on how many weeks she was pregnant, depends on how many weeks the baby was before she lost the pregnancy. If it is maybe less than 12 weeks, well, some development changes has happened in her body, but if as the pregnancy advanced, maybe about 20 weeks or thereabout, or even maybe after having the baby, the baby passed. So all the tenderness in her breast, the bleeding and everything. Can you imagine, going through all those and not having baby to hold at that time? So there are some things that you just don't say. Don't say you will get over it. You never get over a loss of a child. It does not matter how many weeks that pregnancy was. As I said in my previous episode, every time you remember the date that you lost a pregnancy, you start calculating. The child will have been 2 years, especially when you see a child that was born almost at the same time that you were pregnant. Every time you see that child, you'll be, looking at your child thinking about your loss. My child, if I had that baby, it would have been at that age. Even if you had a healthy baby after the fetal loss, you still be thinking about that baby that you lost. So it never goes forever. You always be thinking about it. So what not to talk about? Don't say you are going to get over it. You have to get over it together. You have to support each other. And some men, Some families that they already have children, do not say, look at your other children. Don't you have other children? Don't say that. Every pregnancy is unique. Every child is unique. Well, thank God you have other children. That is a plus to your family. But don't say that, look at your other children. Be grateful for what you have. Definitely you are going to be grateful. But at the loss of a child, there is nothing that you can forget so easily. And also, do not say, oh, you are doing too much. You cannot do too much when you lose a child. When you ask somebody that lost a child, that is a whole human being. It doesn't matter how many weeks, you cannot get over it, and you cannot do too much. Everybody is unique in the way they express their emotions. Because as much as you say that, she'll start going into her shells. She will not want to express herself to you. She'll be like keeping it to herself. Because as I said earlier, you have to talk about it within each other. So now you are saying, you are complaining that she's doing too much. So it's going to be at that time that she'll be, soaking it in. She'll not be able to express herself. And as much as she soaks it in, her brain will continue to be full. The burden will be more on her. So something that you're supposed to share before, she won't share with you. So that's going to make her fall more and more into depression. All the things she used to enjoy before, she won't enjoy it. Then she'll be losing her sleep. When you lose your sleep, you lose your mind. So all those things, it's very, very important. Do not say you are doing too much. Nobody does too much when it comes to the loss of a child. And also, as I said, in my previous episode, I said take time off. I know Africans, we take time off, but we go out. We take time off, say, I'm coming, you do other things. You on your days off, you are supposed to be resting, but no, you won't rest. You'll be doing other things. I know that we are in foreign country in order to make an ends meet. We are here to support our families and everything, both financially, physically, and emotionally. But let me tell you, when you take your time off, when you are experiencing a loss and you take time off, be there for your spouse, be there for your partner, be there for your wife. Go out, exploit, do things that you both of you enjoy together. Go out, so it's not something that you can forget because it's ups and downs, but go and do the things that both of you enjoy so that, at time heals wounds. Definitely it does heal wound. It does definitely, the wound will heal, but the scar will still be there. So that doesn't mean that the scar is going to vanish, but the wound will heal. Wound will heal because event is going to follow, and hopefully it's a good event. But let me tell you that there are some people that have recurrent, abortions. They keep having pregnancy and they keep losing it. That is why I say don't keep your mouth shut. If you are having this kind of trouble, don't spiritualize it. Don't say somebody's over somewhere using remote control to suck out your unborn child. Make sure you seek for medical help. Pray along with it. Every fertility that works, every infertility treatment that works is because of prayer. So many people do it that it doesn't work. For the fact that you do it and it works, it is because God is on it. And let me tell you, nobody gives a certificate for abortions. If you lose a dog, they give you a card. If you have a pet and you lose a pet, people will rally around you. They will give you a card. But nobody gives you a card if you have an abortion, a miscarriage, so to say. Nobody will give you a card. People will like, okay, they will be fine. Support each other. So this is the time for you not to say you'll be fine. Don't say that. Support each other. Have family that you can cry on. It is okay for a man to cry. You are the spiritual head of the house. Make sure you direct the affairs of the house. Peradventure, you have children before. This is the time for you to take charge. Take care of the children. Allow your wife to grieve, because Every child is different. Every pregnancy is different. The loss of a child is a loss of a child. You can never forget about it. So take care of the other children. Do not also leave the children for her to take care of by herself. Support her. You are not helping. You are doing your job. Support her. Cook for her. Let her have breakfast in bed. Spoil her. Always remember something. Thank God I did not forget. Always remember to tell her that you love her. Assure her. Because at that time, she'll be like, I'm carrying all this burden alone. Does it still love me with all these things that happen? Especially when you are going through some periods of infertility. Does it still love me? I'm losing pregnancy. Always reassure her that you love her. No matter what, you are in this together. That reassurance is very important. You are there for each other. Hold her hands. Pray together. But let me tell you, you are going to be very intimate. Let her take her time before you start having sexual intimacy. I know by the time you are cuddling, emotions run. Let her lead you into it. Don't jump gun. Don't think that, okay, if we are sexually intimate, then she's going to forget what is going on at that time. Let her take her time. Let her lead you into it. Be intimate, but don't take the first move when it comes to sexual intimacy after fetal loss. Because some women, that is not what they are thinking about right now. There is breast tenderness. There's everything that is going on. She will always be thinking about the episode. Maybe she had a D&C after the fetal loss. Maybe they had to take out the rest of the product of a conception. There is lots of things going on down there. So if she doesn't want it right now, please do not insist on it. She's going through a lot right now. Be intimate, cuddle each other. If she wants it, let her lead you into it. But if she doesn't want it, don't make her feel guilty. Okay? Don't say, why can't you do it right now so that we can have, baby, so that we can have baby real quick. No, it doesn't work that way. But if you find out that both of you are going into depression, you are losing your focus, you are thinking that how are we going to do it, see a mental therapist. And at the hospitals, the hospital offer a lot of help. You have support groups of people that have lost pregnancies before. They are there to hold you together. There are online support groups too. And even in the hospital, they have social workers. We have mental therapists. Say it out. Don't say, I will deal with it. No. What if? Before you fall deeper into depression, make sure you say it out. You talk to your doctor. Find the support. See a mental therapist. Talk about it. The more you talk about it, the more the wound will heal. Thank you so much again. If you have any question, please let me know. Our previous episode, please go and watch it and please keep sharing. You never know who this is going to help. I've had, lots of feedbacks and they'll be like, wow, you went through this. It was like, oh, thank you. That when I watched your program, I felt so relieved because you never know who needs it. Please keep sharing. Let's talk about it. Let's share knowledge. I want you to have to be balanced mentally so that we can have a balanced home and we can have a balanced nation. You can please reach out to us, on Facebook, Abimbola Talks on Facebook, and on YouTube, Abimbola Talks. Watch and leave comments. I read all the comments and I read all the suggestions, and also for future episode, I read that and I'm working towards it. And at Sisi Bimbo on Instagram, SISIBIMBO on Instagram. Send your suggestions, send your whatever it is that you have observed and whatever it is that we didn't do right, whatever you want us to do, please let us know. Thank you so much for Grace House Ministry. As always, I really appreciate you. God bless you. Thank you. Bye-bye.